Hi everyone, this is Nataraj. I'm back with the other video. In this video, I'm going to talk about that migrating the AWS S3 bucket data to the Google Cloud Storage using Storage Transfer Service through Terraform. Agenda of this video, the brief introduction to this topic and the overview of the transfer service I'm going to talk and discussing with that architecture diagram and a clear understanding of the system setups. Then exploring the various method of data transfer options and break down the pricing structures and the cost consideration for using the service and providing the overview of the Terraform code. What is the storage transfer service? The storage transfer service is allow you to transfer your data over the internet from one cloud to another. It is easy to get into connecting with other service provider like AWS, Azure, on-prem data and more. It can use to transfer the large amount of data quickly without need to be write any single code. The storage transfer service only allow the transfer into the GCP. It does not supporting with bidirectional transfer. For example, from GCP to AWS, it won't support it. Key feature will we see one by one. The first one is that automated transfer. You can schedule and automate the transfer from any other cloud provider. Between Google to Google Cloud Storage also you can transfer the data. Next one is the scalability. You can handling that large amount of the data transfer or manage it seamlessly. Next one is that incremental transfer. The only transfer files that are newly created since that last time you transfer so that you can reduce the redundancy of data transfer. Next one is the retry logic. You can automatically retry from the transit errors to ensure that the transfer is completely successful. Next one is the data validations to verify the integrity of your data after transfer to ensure that the data has been transferred successfully. Next one is the security. The data is encrypted in the transit and the rest to ensure your data is protected throughout the transfer process. Next one is the flexibility scheduling. Set up the custom schedule to be performing the transfer at any time. Architecture diagram. This diagram illustrates the process of transferring the data from in Amazon Web Service S3 bucket to the Google Cloud Storage bucket using that storage transfer service. On the left hand side, we have the AWS S3 bucket where our data currently is reside. In that center, we have the storage transfer service provided by the GCP. This service is managing the transfer process and ensuring the security and efficiency. Finally, on the right hand side, we have the GCS bucket, which is our destination storage in the Google Cloud. Storage transfer service pricing details. The pricing will be generally depend upon the specific factor such as volume of the data transfer and the data transfer method. We will be see one by one. The first one is the data out. The data out from the AWS S3 bucket. The AWS typically charging for the data ingress. I mean that is outbounding traffics from their infrastructures. Next one is the data in. The data into the GCS. The transfer into that Google Cloud Storage from the any external source like AWS or free. Next one is that storage transfer service. If you are using the cloud storage transfer service, there may be that additional cost associated with that transfer service itself. For mostly standard use case, the Google typically it won't charge specifically for this using this service. However, the large scale transfer could be that charging for the transactions. Data transfer recommendation, we can see one by one. The first one is that transferring from any other cloud storage provider. Instead of manually downloading your files and uploading them again, the storage transfer service is handling that bulk transfer. This is the best choice. Next one is that if you are transferring that less than 1 TB of data from your on-premise storage to that Google Cloud, then you can choose that gcloud command line tool is that best choice. Next one is that when you transferring the more than 1 TB of data from in on-premise to that Google Cloud, then you can choose between the two options, storage transfer service, transfer applicants. Definitely you would have confusing which ones to be choose. If you have fast internet connection, the storage transfer service may be the easier and quickly is the best one. Next, if you have internet speed is very low, the transfer applicants may be the better choice because it can avoid the long uploading times and bandwidth issues. Next one, if you are transferring the less than 1 TB of data from in one cloud storage to the Google Cloud, then the gutilize CLI command is that great choice. Next one, transferring the more than 1 TB from that another cloud storage region, then that the storage transfer service is a great choice. So we'll be moving to the Visual Studio Code. Here at the Visual Studio Code, the entire source code is available in my repository. You can clone from any time. So prerequisite, before you are beginning, you have to make sure having the following prerequisite. The GCP cloud, I created the service account and associated with that project ownership privilege to managing the cloud storage bucket and as well as for transfer task. And then an AWS account, I created that SS key and secret keys, and associated with that IAMA role I mentioning is that S3 bucket full access to managing that cloud storage bucket. Then I created that source S3 bucket I called application-gcp, and I have already uploaded some sample files. I can show some of the things in that browser. So right now I am at that AWS console. I created a user called S3. As I said earlier, I am associated that Amazon S3 full access privilege role here. Then I move into that S3 bucket. So I created the bucket called application-gcp. So here I am some of the example file already uploaded. Moving to the GCP console. As I said, I created the service account name called Terraform and associated the privilege card with the owner privilege. It can easy to managing that storage bucket and a transfer task. Then I'm moving to the key tab. I created the JSON keys and used it in that my provider block. So I'm moving back to that my Visual Studio Code. We'll see the Terraform file one by one. The first one is that storagebucket.tf file. The first resource is the Google project service. In this block, I'm enabling that Storagetransferservice API for my GCP my project. I defined the service called storagetransfer.googleapi.com. It can differ that API for different service also. You have to be make sure that while enable that API service. Next resource is that Google Storage Bucket. This block I'm creating the GCS bucket with that US location. The one of the parameter is that force destroyed equal to true, which means I'm ensuring the contents are deleted when the resource is deleted. The next resource is that Google Storage Transfer Project Service account. This block I'm retrieving that special service account used by that storage transfer service for my project. This service account is automatically created for the first time when you are creating that transfer jobs. This service account format typically that project and project number at storagetransferservice.iam@serviceaccount.com. The next resource is the Google Storage Bucket IAM member. This block I'm assigning the role called storage.admin to that my storage transfer service account on the GCP bucket. See the member attribute, the specifying the service account email I am retrieving from the earlier my one of the block. The next resource is the Google Storage Transfer Job. This block I am defining the transfer job from my AWS S3 bucket to the GCP bucket. We can see the attribute one by one. The first one is the descriptions. I am providing the descriptions for my transfer job. The next one is the project. I am specifying the project ID from my variable. Next one is the status. I enable the job status equal to enabled. Next one is the scheduler. Here I am defining the scheduling for my transfer jobs. The main parameter will be schedules. The scheduling start date. I specified the starting date for my transfer jobs. Next one is that scheduling the end date. Specifying the end date for my transfer jobs. Next one is the starting time of the day. I specifying the time of the day when I transfer short should be the start. Next one is that transfer specs block. I'm defining the specification for my data transfer jobs. I'm including the conditions. The max time elapsed since the last modifications I provided with the 600 seconds. The only modification when the last 600 seconds only. Next one is that excluding the prefix and any object within the prefix included. In my case, I request.gzip will be excluded. You can add a number of exclusion depends upon your requirement. Next one is the transfer option block. The deleted object unique in the sync. The object that will be exited in the destination a GCP bucket, but is not in the source in AWS S3 bucket, it will not be deleted. This is one of the key parameter more important. Next one is that overwrite object already existing in the sink. It will be overwrite if already object is exited. Next one is the AWS S3 data source. So I'm defining the AWS S3 bucket as a source. Next one is that AWS access key. I'm providing the access to that my AWS cloud. Next one is the GCS data sink. I'm defining the GCS bucket as that my destinations. So we'll be moving to that next file, variable.tf file. The single variable name called config that encapsulated all the necessary configuration details for both AWS and the GCP. Next file is the provider.tf file. So this file I am configuring the both provider. Additionally, I am defining the required provider, their version for my Terraform I used. So we'll be moving to that terminal execution the Terraform operation. Now I am going to click the three dot, terminal, new terminal. So now I am going to execute in the couple of commands. The first one is that Terraform init command to downloading all the initialized plugins. So all the plugins are initialized. Now I'm going to executing with the Terraform plan command to validate my all the syntax. Yeah, the plan status is showing the 4 resources going to add, 0 changes, 0 destroyed. I'm going to executing the Terraform apply command. Right, asking the user input, I'm going to provide with yes. My Terraform operation successfully completed. I'm moving to the Chrome browser. Right now at my Chrome browser, I'm navigating into the bucket. Just to click the buckets. Yeah, this is a bucket name is created with the empty file. Now I'm navigating to my storage transfer. Yeah, now we can see the job ID along with the description and the source, whatever I defined here, everything is successfully created. I'm click that job ID. I'm going to executing with the start as the run. Now the job is running now. So operation is in progress. Also you can validate with the operation tabs. Just as currently is running on it. Yeah, you can see the things 100% is succeeded along with the 42 MB file is created. Just I'm moving back to my bucket. Click the buckets. I'm going to inside the bucket. Refresh the page. Yeah, you can see the things, the file is transfer. Also I'm moving back to the AWS bucket. The both are the similar one only. That's all. I hope this video will be useful for everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.